The Frontline with Kwikwanan, only on CTV.
The avalanche of prophecies that surfaced during the just-ended NPP flag bearership race. Some renowned men of God have weighed in on the growing controversy, strongly condemning what they describe as, quote, lifestyle prophecies, unquote, gradually creeping into Christian households. Tonight on GPS, the Frontline show, we speak with a media mogul who began raising concerns long before now, as he shares his views, perspectives, and analysis on this troubling trend. I am Kweku Annan, and this is your GPS The Frontline live tonight on dozens of stations picking the feed. We begin with our very own, of course, live in Sunyani on 88.1 FM. We're live in the Western region on Tadi 99.1 FM, and of course in London. The feed is on GOB Broadcasting on modernghana.com, and TuneIn, still on GOB. The feed is on www.gobtv.tv plus Apple Music. The information super dial tonight is live on my CTVGH Simple, my CTVGH and the Frontline Ghana. And please make sure you subscribe and you are cool to go with the nation's biggest investigative magazine show, of course, the GPS show. That's the Frontline. Tonight, we are bringing you the very last edition of the week. Recall the weekend Frontline. Tonight, the show, of course, is live across all the 16 regional capitals. We begin from Upper East, West. Northern region has just picked the feed. And of course, we slope down to Ashanti region capital, Kumasi, all the way to Eastern region, Brong-Ahafo, the nation's capital, Accra, has picked the feed. And then we move to Volta region, Central region, Western region, plus the 6 regional capitals. This is the Frontline. Folks, tonight, call a friend, call a brother. And of course, you have to gauge the space what we are bringing to you. If you recall, on Monday, we started this very special edition we title Politics and Prophecy. Tomorrow, Saturday, would be 1 week. 1 week ago, we all saw what happened. The length and breadth of the country. Prophecy gallop prior to yesterday. Last year, it was all of that nonsense prophecies galore everywhere. Avalanche of prophecies catched across the social media space. Some of you were hearing it on your radio. Some of you were hearing it on your television. Everywhere. Prophecies here, prophecies there. And then you ask the question, why these prophets are so busy, very busy. Your prophets were so busy prophesying on what? Politics of a group of people who, were preparing to just go gather themselves and elect. They are just preparing to gather and elect who should lead them in an election of 3 years to come. And your men of God were so busy, very, very busy prophesying, telling the politician who is going to win and all of that. And you ask the question, what sense does it make? Why? Whilst these prophets were seriously busy doing this business, at their backyard, in their churches, in their synagogue, in their cathedrals, in many places, flooded these Ghanaians, wondering where the next meal is coming from, wondering what to do, asking for hope, believing that his man of God has the hope and can prophesy hope to him. And here comes, they are nowhere to be found. Their prophets, their men of God have stepped outside the church, and they are somewhere else busy prophesying for the politicians that it is this man who is going to win, this man is going to win. And their members are also there wondering, throwing their hands in despair to catch a glimpse, whilst their men of God are busy out there Do you think the politicians need them? Answer is no. Tonight, on this special edition, I'm bringing you yet another thing to look at. But of course, don't lose the focus that yes, the frontline biggest expose is here to hit the screens. And I'm sure many of you are preparing yourselves, right? I'm sure by next week, we're going to do something. Many of you have had, some very rough encounter with these prophets. And we are going to be specific. Not today. Next week, we'll do that. So if you've gone through the hands of some prophets or some sort, we'll give you numbers. Bring your case on, you table your case, and then we'll find a way to investigate it, add it to what we have already investigated, and then we push all the biggest expose soon to hit your screens 2026. Folks, don't joke. Tonight, we are coming to face yet another prophecy galore. To, as it were, telling who wins, who doesn't win, and all of that. And what sense does it make? Now, if you even prophesy, if you prophesy that, oh, this man will win, and so what? These are things I want you to gauge. Even if you prophesy that Baumia wins or Kennedy Japan wins, and so what? So what should we do? How, what importance? What is the significance of it? Oh yes, Baumia won, or Kennedy Japan, or who else? Dr. Osei Duchum, and who else? Kwabene Japan and the rest. Yes, so Kwabene Japan wins, and so what? What next? So what is the business of it? Look, you are not prophesying, not even that of your prophesying for the national assignment. You are prophesying who leads the NPP. But who leads the NPP? What business does that got to do with Ghanaians? Does that put a food on the table? Does that reduce the inflation as we are talking about it today? Does that bring to bear us today? Your president John Dramani Mahama is talking about what? Before he leaves office, he will make sure Ghana has a reserves of what? 20 billion United States dollars. That is what Ghanaians are looking for. Before he leaves office, he says he would have to leave, surplus of what? 20 billion dollars. So we can use it for anything. Aren't Ghanaians interested in this? Practicality of our politicking, of our democracy, the welfare of the people. Then you sit in your corner in your church and you are busy like Elbernared was busy the whole of last year. Elbernared spent all of his time, not in his church, but he spent it all over hoovering from media space to another media space. What was he doing? Prophesying, busy, prophesying, oh yes, Kennedy Japan will win. And then he continued to talk about what? Some funny angel. And today he comes back to tell us that, hey, he's not going to preach for how many days, weeks, months, some years. Because what? He got it all wrong. By the way, if he had kept quiet, zip his lip, and hang himself in his church to see to the welfare, the spiritual welfare and the well-being of his people, what would have happened? Would he by now be taken to the cleaners? Would he by now be facing the court of public opinion? Would he by now be facing the avalanche of criticisms? They are taking him to the cleaners. He brought upon himself the agony and the ecstasy. So, who cares? Tonight, we are going to go into the part 2, still on the bill. I'm sure many of you have heard one of the greatest gospel singers of our time, Ron Kenole, of course, has passed on at the age of 81. Tonight, we eulogize him here on this program, particularly those of you in the charismatic world. Ron Kenoly has affected many people spiritually, physically, through his ministry of what? The ministry of songs. Yeah, in many diverse ways. Of course, if you recall, Ron Kenoly also made a trip to Ghana in 2019, if you recall, the year of return, and he was planning to, step here again and fratern with us, and unfortunately, he's gone. This is a man, his exemplary order lines cannot pass unnoticed. Whether you like it or not, his music, his songs impacted on the people of this country and the global world, the Christian community. What about you? You are a man of God, you are a prophet. Ask yourself these questions. What is it that your ministry of fake prophecy, your lies, your crooked way of doing things, and how you can stand, behind your pulpit and tell a lie? What impact is your ministry affecting the people in the church? Or rather, you are causing destruction to God's people, is it not? God is about to expose you tonight. We'll pay a tribute to Ron Kenoly by, we would shortly speak to Ron Kenoly's manager. Yeah, his manager, of course, he, doubles up as a Ghanaian. I don't know if you know that Ron Kenoly's manager is a Ghanaian, of course, my own brother. Yeah, he manages Ron Kenoly, and they were just, preparing to step down. Unfortunately, we'll pay some tribute to Ron Kenoly, and then we'll go on as usual. We'll bring you sights and sounds of another batch of your prophets, fake ones, fake liars, crooks, thieves, criminals, who were all out there prophesying. And then tonight we'll speak to a media mogul, a personality, a talk shop host. Of course, he began this crusade way back. I was a young guy and I was understudying him, in our journalism. You don't know? He began this crusade against fake men, fake pastors, fake prophets, fake bishops in this country. And they were trying to say that, yes, at that time, they pronounced him, They pronounced him that he's an antichrist. And of course, today, he hasn't relinquished the effort of continuing doing what he's doing. And who is this person? Kweku Sinti Misa, KSM. Yeah, he's going to join me tonight. Call a friend, call a brother, call a sister. We sit here together, we think and talk and make a sense of it all. Yes? Tonight, you're watching from whichever corner. Let your brother know what is going on. Let your sister, your girlfriend, your mom, your whoever, join the show and let's lift this up. Whatever that we are to do, to reduce, we know we cannot eradicate them entirely, but if the political system, the political class can begin to set rules and regulations, the laws are there. Go and read, the National Communications Act. The laws are there against these charlatanic prophecies. Go and read the PNDC law, it's there. Go and read the 1963 laws, it's there. Go and read the current constitution, the 1992 constitution. Provisions are made to curtail these people, and your political class are refusing to do what is right. Why? Because they are in cahoots. They are marching here. Politicians are here, your fake prophets are here, and they are both they are trotting, going. We are in a troubling times. Folks, let's get started. Here. And I dream komo papa. Ubekaya wiki yedin komo se. Ese se yeden. Yema yinibre. Ewo asofo. Particularly prophets for nwa. Womuya dadafo. And pro akushisem and nabrabafo. Ewudifo, ewurikafo. Womu and a political class and a protectum. That's the danger part of it. The political class continue to protect these people. That is the danger part. Say ye near dem rano e crash woman chomu ne dwane mirika tuo papa bubi dwane ape baby afa. Wo mun soro na kro me dwane eja ho. But the political class they protect them. And see, they feel they continue to have a safe haven. Say, mummy and shahani jumasa. It's politicians neni and echo. And I agree, your baby do musu jumas from copa. A bium, the other bells no so saying, me assure say what's it. Musician can see a pa na to say nin nomine dear be munim. Especially more charismatic when we charges in munim. Ron Kenoly, one of the greatest gospel singers of our time. We free him at the age of 81. Now, when him say Ron Kenoly, now, me utresi ne background, utresi ya BP Ghana has a ne ancestral lineage. It's no more your arrangement, no more seeing back. Okay, 2019, Ron Kenoly name a group. That is the year of return. Omoba has a, and I will try to eulogize Ron Kenoly. His music, of course, his songs that has impacted on many people, hundreds, thousands, and millions around the world, particularly in the Christian community all over the world. Ijuma waye, Ijuma Ronibeka and the exemplary order lines cannot pass unnoticed. As he didn't home come near Shi Juma. And numpen and war too. And no more two yen amma enipa be brave. It me ben onyankopon. And na me bisa sofo no mgo no say edwuma wo ye wa saw them wono impact ben na eye manipa no we fra saw them wono wugina abonte wugina simpie so na wo hye nkom wo nkom no wo hye ama politician edwintifo amadwini nya edwuma wo hye nkom no de ama politician obi say politician na wa hwe wo hwe wo mai so busy say wo mo hye nkom de ama MPP party omoko yi obi man abedi party nim nya see e national election na so wo prophesy say esimesi no ba nti say kwam na Japan no obedi MPP nim and so yen dey den na be ye nipa no no wote wa ho no de ono wote boko no de ono wote voter region no de ono wote nkra no den na office be no den na be no enti etoma baumia ade chi anda baumia na wasesa NPP na affect Ghana na che say why so busy na mo ye ya ma busy na mugusu na na ye den we na o man hwehwe dan say ye mo be hyenkom bi ti say dia ende President Mahama ejina no ho a or say answer an administration be face you off no or be make sure say ye diskakese bi $20 billion what be that $20 billion na or make sure says can ye benya dia to foto nim okwa nechi no says can da ho says can na ebe bo man ho bra when your friend leader wodwene leader well focus on him dia woye na woni ma dia asem osan kaka ho asem kaka ho bi me san ye ni je ne say all the kind of say the minerals to say gold to say bauxite and other stuff the person chen is say sa nyoma we ye fen kwa ma no ne biom enko mine wo ho ye be mine ni na wo Ghana ye be mine sa nyoma ni na e wo Ghana de na akono say ye be mine sa nyoma ni na wo ha John Mahama comes to the next to another leader obedi on my way so and that is why Lieutenant General friend saying Kutu Echampon Nabreso and ono so yes ono no esu jeni at that time no na Ghana your resources ni na to say gold diamond bauxite timber rosewoods ni ade abrofo ni twani na de ko amanoni o including the bauxite na so no mo de ko no hwade o won so mo refine wa ha ye benya dodo no a including even the byproducts na mani ade it's abrofo no wo mu twawia na mama Ghana percentage kito ebe no masesa raw materials ni ade ko no mo de ko a in refining no wo mu nye nyoma bebre just almost Ghana Eurade Africa yes see a poto it wo mu wie no manya the fine products no the byproducts no so ade a eye no mai be ne yanwini say na woni ba de before then Kwame Nkrumah would be taken over fence and toppled no na Kwame Nkrumah ayesa provision to say or ma abrofana to ho say they be say na see arrange him nti one of the loyalists called Kweku Boateng wrote a document prepared in order to anche and a wa grove way the US government led by their CIA overthrew Nkrumah and Nkrumah Koi. But then Nkrumah Koi, that document was still in the archives. Kutu Echampo also by after Kutu Echampo O2, the Progress Party led by Dr. Kofi Abrefa Buziano. Buzia there's on the no baby dia grobi keke. Now, and Kutu Echampo ko fast our document and he say he read the document, then he decreed, or decree no say hence all companies are more foreign companies are more Ghana. Listen. Bibia mutu o Ghana hano. The government of Ghana must get the greater percentage. The lesser no momonfa eno. So no, even though Ushemwa na refinery be enia, but on make it a decree ni say ye be refine o ye refine o ye as the greater part of it. Check it, the Fourth Republican Constitution, any leaders in the Nyomoya answer John Mahama take his initiative. All of them by then on there. Former President Kufuor laid a red carpet. Right? He laid a red carpet at the Mawine New Months of War. And we know, or sign so a more tax exemption of all their caterpillars and their hardwares. More from no say red carpets moments from Momra Castle, better did no me a new monto. And we are director of Monko. One of Ghana's food basket growing area. And at the same time, that location and so it produce one of Ghana's major exports and at the cocoa, brim, ahafo, Kenya say, Kona Koredo Mayo, New Montayo. O must say farmlands in Inam. Negu. Farmlands no protected the indigenous crime. You're saying in want of what? Gold. So maybe say the people of Kenya say, brim ahafo. One more Thomas saying. We are now Western region. Now what say? And one year to a Western region. Forget about Ghana. Yembisa say the people of Western region saying no more benefits a free oil. How many millions of crude oil, barrels of crude oil, and year to the Kwame on it. Forget about Ghana. Say with how much of a percentage we consume. The Western region people, what my consume is saying. How the lives of Western region are improving on the back of what? Crude oil. Nothing. Penny phone sisi ha. Ni no mo ya na percentage no mo achiche amomo ho. Wo mo sisi o, they are not in government o, but at the sale of every product be an a percentage in a bomb. They say mu nipa we can offer he should be shot by sight. Swear God, that guy, when you're careful, that wouldn't be Drew Ghana. Nipa be betchin we airport to finish. I'm telling you, national security, Mureni. Obi why Ken Oforiata may say, de biara obesi mudini besi airport. Ha. Me mama sutre, man renia airport one on runi fie, na sambia de na samko. Ate. What's your memoir? Na nipa bia your madren say wo mo ba be di your mind so na mo de adwen bonene bonene sunsun fi e de be show mind so na o ma say your mind keke na enya wo de say na wo president ne say no obe make sure 20 billion matibida $20 billion. When him how much or not Trump to America or no say or buy 1 year with me rollouts or the US government. He's talking about some trillions of dollars. Now see to me mobilize bear and say 20 billion krana Joma me do good coffee cinema. See a bit to me the boy home braka crow. Anya no the national debt against our debt portfolio no. You balloon sir. Kwashe mo debt portfolio. He would say, yet we have nothing to show. What do you have to show? What have you done with this debt? All the time, governments after government seem incapable of reversing the trend. And you know what? We must try as best as we can to reverse this dependency syndrome of each government, MPP, NDC, 33 years. You continue to walk down the aisle into the corridors of who? IMF. Aren't you ashamed? Despicably shameful people. Aren't you ashamed? Let's commend the president. So, obi entinya yeza sojeni try. Sojeni ni free happen bibia boy. Ama mpenimfo amabe na muboto. Many of your presidents have percentages in most of Ghana's work. Akufo-Addo you see the gold be called JC. ewo London ni de kosi awa na ede mfaso ede abre Ghana for unim de ye fana say 5% no mo yi 4% out of it no mo de 1% akoto consolidated fund ade no mutiri mo den sa oh Ufuriata she America right now and ono Ufuriata has the guts, the nerves, the effrontery. Ne bibia anyame Ufuriata crowd on nasem crowd here ono nankasa no personified ne hamadwini o na emu matahofo no like Kwabena Bonfe ono friend who doctor professor whatever Kwabena Kabela Bonfe ono and then the likes of my own colleagues say when Paul Adumo Chenam any a lawyer like why is it what's the name of that lawyer Frank Davis plus other lawyers would come on radio and television. You come and do yourself such a dishonesty. Come and discuss the issues mo be discuss it in some na mo be catch the Ghana for say yentia say send your buy no and try Ufuriata in absentia there and Ufuriata has his right to stay there. God damn. Me tio mo say e bibia Ghana edroni and na mumutumi sorry kasa kire Ghana for so Ufuriata e won the right says or tena Ghana na me ba o abra no oti oye sana hine na sana finance minister na or running ministry no or running the enterprise assurance and I know or running a transition and I know or running a data bank and I say no or running a business Emma the people of this country therefore use some of these some scrupulous dishonest call yourself intellectuals to say Kabila Kwabena Bonfenum any Paul Adumochene the most annoying one among them Frank Davis got the nerves to tell the people of this country said ye makwan oba sir no say no that guy has to run an accountability to the people of this country. He still worship. He must render it because he did not work in his bedroom. He worked for the people of this nation and therefore he owes it a duty. It's a must. Njene obi so betimi ediska no we ya pabam ne we dwane akɔhye hefa Antarctica or say me mo mon try me in absentia as if though the laws it's as they speak to us to make us feel as though the laws wrote itself or otherwise say this way the laws was written for man or man wrote the law for the law. Which one? Man wrote the law for man or the law wrote the law for man. Which one? Yes sir. Folks, I really want to commend President John Dramani Mahama for this bold step. I will mobilize it. We any nyoma the so-called the ministry of God. Esamo bompire dema President Mahama. So betimi akoswa na wayire no ho ahodimu na wetimi aye adwuma na wetimi mobilize sika. We ni hia na nye saa atro na da na musi ho no a mode president na nam saa kwan ne so no. All right? And all what say. Folks, in Tianadri ye baba share the next barrage of prophecies are ochinani week. Omo professor mo nyani megu ase basabas mo megu ase na minimo 2024 elections mo hyenkom yakopon gumanu ase poto still omo so omo ntijai won pese omo ya me yehu se won mo mutua abebe o abebe obi su hotel obi su odien na mo hwan ehuhuhu meanwhile paracetamol kra mo ni bi folks ye be this uncommon. Of course my guest tonight Kweku Senti Mesa ono no shares antokwa yi na asemo bekai years ago, about 3 decades, I guess. Yeah. Okay, program I know your Vibe FM. Me a friend in Yamisumi there. I don't know if at that time I would see radio there, KSM. Yeah, I'm not sure I say first. I was a young man studying KSM. I was also working at Vibe FM. Yeah. Or shall I say maybe brain tia say, oh, KSM ye bonsam or you say. And that no. And there was a yiri yene KSM bidding common. Of course, ye be sign so Aqua America and ye Ron Kennelly, the manager ɔno nso na ɔhwɛ ne bibia wɔ America ɔne Ron Kenoly mission ɔkɔɛ all over the world with his music na sefo yɛne ne bɛdi nkɔmmɔ ɛyɛ owura Kwame Agyeman Boakye Dankwa ɔyɛ me nua prɛkɔpɛ me nua no ɛna ɔno so yɛne ne bɛdi nkɔmmɔ ne ayɛ eulogize ɛyɛ friends Ron Kenoly ne nima added na kono folks many way didn't come call a friend, call a brother, call a sister. You know, this weekend from Daniel Fanyoma and to tonight come up next with the more Ghana Speaks proudly brought to you by Biogas Expert Engineers. I am Ope and Nemede Adiaba could be a mount a debea. Quaya ye faswa ye lay tiles. Caneno, why ready? Obe Frema, ya fatality free Germany and now Turkey, I guess. Now what they about it good container with the about. Ebeba bedru ne emu be half na abobo. The disadvantage in so a what tiles a yeto ho sisi an say fa ne say bibia si na tiles no be and nine bi within living room na apaya as I see den ye kwohwehwe sa tiles no ne be plan ye be san be fixing na ho eno na sisi an e kutia ya ye nya biom and ye hwe den yes no Biogas Expert Engineers as ye to me system no ye tumi ayden akodare wo system no mu pa ehu bibia eyesronko e den ne hu sisi a yanka se hu se no eni atena sin ya manufacture chemicals nem ne nyoma keka materials abom ye di fi ama no ne ye de bio ene na wo hu wo screen so no ya keka nyoma esi ni fe beautiful eni sisi a ye tiles no wo ha now tiles we na ye no we enye de ye fix no ye ba wo living room ana say ye ba say ye babe ye ufie ho a from living room to your bedroom to all the rooms, you know. Ye babe yini na come. Ye was special materials ye combine ya. Ye de yes adiwe. Now we the beauty of it in say tiles we ye we are. Ye bedroom ye all the rooms. Ye we are. Ye were dear friend of compound tiles and so ye call compound wa near kwakwe ye say yo fair now Edem hole and the aye way come. Now the beauty of it is that area we yani be painted tiles we ye painted so come on. Unlike the tiles na ye kofa de bano and no color bi omo di amano ye de bebo ye de be hihye ho wie na papa ye no ano no unya the same say eden okope different one mismatch near the abehihye but ye wie a you require ye painted so come very beautiful. State of the art. Oh, I mean, can I say state of the art 2026? The be American team ye. Enti mo amwe simu dan deda. Amunyan totals mesrel. Bramifi has say the front line. Your numbers ni nego no. What I say? Biogas expert for me no am na yeduma. I'm a project coordinator. Kodwa wono enso a project manager. Ye be hwa bibia come. Edan we a wo hwem we task ne ya tintin de kono. Ye wie ne ya ne painti so fe neat hwe we nso e. I say ancient. What I say? Ye be task na nti wa we si ufie na se bibi enye yi a. Unyan to task na tumrika na frɛ Biogas expert for ne ma ma nti wenum na bedrooms ne ya ne fefefe na ansa ne ya ye compound po e de amount mo amorane retail supermarket shops ne me ade ene mo nso a mo run it say corporate organizations banks institutions fuel stations ene sorry lekusu ene lekusu for we compound ye no fefefe ne wi a wo cars be say do betimi parking na compound de won wakra ne say wo kata bia na wo drive tractor wo de wo twini tractor fa tractor no te say bulldozer febisi so empire meka dia ne tiles no ye nade bi no fiwro empire enye hwe due to the materials na ye dia ye ninti empire what I say eba be si fi ho isi ho kama what I say kama empire kra and sana if we ya ye was supermarket de betimi aye wo supermarket a frey ne emra me ene ye kan saying mo amorane to say warehouse nso ye betimi aba be bi e de amount mo amorane to say supermarket no so eno so ye betimi aba be bi e de amam wo ho any fuel stations industries companies industrial complex ni nara edwuma no matter how the size eba be ni na fefefe e de amama ahye wenumnyam afi so fa ne say a bank ana say a corporate organization be insurance companies ni na ebetimi aba ba ye bi e wo ho e de amama mo amosom run fuel stations ho for the avoidance of oil spillage my kwan ni emra ni emama ye ni na kama enfema bibie no beyema wankasa ugina ho utimi say yes na no no ho we ye wia it's afebo empire enye hwe na ye wia na opese ye painti so mo na ye painti so. Then again, let me say this quickly, ye painti so wia fane say bia bosoni nsia ana afe baako wo se color na ye dia ye painti no opese wo se san color no ja nkrachefoi ye best san color no te say bibi say ni ya wipe colorway ni aside another color atoso the amount o shop obi wura wo shop no say mami enwe chi ya me ba ne ya sen asesa fence tiles eno na kire say yes sub in previous wo so wo hobi na je why on crutches and why on wura basem no na fe e de ama eno so kra trick customers eba and sorry na mudi ni kurama mo ho no leku su eni leku susufo no osofu beni mayemre ni emeye tiles e wa sofi o kama na oni ade ebe ye ba ye de we image wo osofu no we image ye betimi aye we image e wa tiles ne mu eni pesi aso dem ho say Reverend Anoche Reverend kwabne entry ye kama pa Reverend Kweku entry weni ebie pa kama neat pa any neat emema na ye adwuma no what you say ni han fefe the amount me sell any you actually going to finish it me sell ubia real estate for mutimi be fire ye ba be ye mo dan ni na e the amount yanka say ye si dan ope dan ato ope si dan ma ope si ye roofing ma your company so a ye roofing what you say we are a company of many parts ope si ye boho bibia de ma wa ni na adwuma your number in the good screen is 055 589-3001 and that's 0546-205377. I repeat 0546-205377 and that's 055-589-3001. Now my main can say so what friend number simu biana unya just a company nimpini for your course site. So what you do is a now WhatsApp, so go on WhatsApp na store what stores a biogas expert for. Then what you do is this. No one run a voice recording amaye. Our body baby will send a message in a free. You better contact her back. Na ye ba ye bibi ani who say na we here. So no. Na bibi ya kama. The amount Emma Eddie Aquanum. Great. Up next, politics of today tonight. We continue to take a closer look at the disturbing rise of lifestyle prophecies and their debilitating effects as they creep into the social and moral fabric of our society. Some renowned men within the body of Christ have now weighed in on the growing concern. The pressing question, however, remains: how can the body of Christ address this weakness and prevent total spiritual enslavement? And then the movie room. I feel they are softening be brave, crass with them who say, ade we say the air corner as a say and sorry na sorry I feel they are suffering pain for no obi ehun say no there is a need say they have to wake up because they find themselves on the wrong side. I mean there's a slumber. They have to wake up from their slumber because kwanya sa these dirty prophets if we be many of them drop out for they drop out. So what drop out a free school and your bonnet kwanzo na kwhwe adwuma bi still bender ho carpentry ho mason enyuma bebre di sika bebre nipa da bi na wakogirejina bebre so ye wo mo ye saint for bebre ye nsama mfrefo bebre saint o mfrefre saint wa frefre saint ni sa o ye ya o hwa hadi on so no ade metumi kra mekọ ministry ma be yi weni bete na wakọ join group bi ade akye na ye say hey wa ben kọ started to wash and come. And our system is not making any provisions for these people so we can eradicate them. Anyway, mami nchia me mami we. Ma Sandra, me chia pao. Minya message from Mama Sandra. Ma Sandra, I greet you so much. And I've heard your message. I don't know if you are still watching the show. God bless you. Okay, mami, Kawe. Kweku Elbernared was used by Yabum prophets to prophesy can win just to save their face in the eyes of the general public. Okay? What they are working on. All right, folks. But before you call Sight and Sounds, and then our guest KSM Ebi Unity, I told you, say yes, this greatest gospel singer of our time, Ron Kenoli has passed on, and of course tonight, see it to me. A kakai when he said, Nani Nyomata say, Yinia or ye Ghana Nipao or ye Minia, Kwame, Ajiman, Boachi, Dankwa, no ye, ne, your friend said, the manager of United States, alright, I sure the Nakwa Pro, baby breed, the Neba Ghana, a whole lot, but Mami and Komobi a course. Between Ron Kenoli and at the time of more stage na more Edo Nyankopon maybe it. Take a lesson, watch this and watch it carefully, and then we'll be going to United States to speak to Kwame Ajiman Boache Dankwa shortly. Who said take a listen to this.
My soul will make its boast in the Lord. The humble will hear and be glad. And this next verse has been so close to my heart for 43 years of ministry. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me, and he has delivered me from all of my fears. I am here in Ghana, and I am surprised that you called my name to come up here. I just wanted to support my good friend Don Moen, because Don Moen is the one who brought me to Integrity Music 32 years ago. And of course I have been blessed tremendously by the music of Moses Bliss. And so I am so blessed to see how many young people who have taken the mantle of praise and worship and taken it to higher levels than we even realized 30 years ago. God bless you. I am here in Nigeria because Nigeria, still forgive me. I'm here in Ghana because of my good friend, Mr. Dankwe, Kwame Dankwe. And anyway, last year, you want to talk about this or you want me? Oh, okay. Last year in America, we both received an award from the President of the United States. We both received a Presidential Gold Volunteer Service Award for the work that I have done worldwide, advancing the kingdom of God and helping sponsor children for the World Vision Organization. Kwame was there receiving an award also, and we met. And he shared something really important to me. He said, did you know that you could be a citizen of Ghana? And he explained what was happening. So we got together and here we are. I will soon have my Ghanaian residency. And beyond residency, I look forward to being your brother as a Ghanaian citizen. You can now call me Kweku Kanoni. My soul will make its boast in the Lord. The humble will hear and be glad. And this next verse has been so close to my heart for 43 years of ministry. Oh, magnify the Lord with me.
Great. So, folks, just gone past Minister Ron Kenoli together with Kwame Ajiman Boache Dankwa on stage. So, no, Kwame Eminia Penny. Papa American. He's also a security expert. He's a security and intelligence expert. Kwame is a man of many parts. What I say? Ye do ahunian kasao nye do bibia cool. But then again, quickly, the White House actual krate bi dia ma yenue Donald Trump assign sa document in. Mamin kan sa documented, but of course we'll speak to Kwame shortly. Mamin kan krata na White House. And this is coming from the US President Donald J. Trump. The American story depends not on any of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. I congratulate you on taking it upon yourself to contribute to the public good, and I am proud to present you with the President Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of your 4,000 hours of service to this great nation. Throughout our country's history, the American story has been strengthened by those who combine an optimism about what can be with the resilience to turn that vision into reality. I know I am not alone in recognizing that those who are willing to step up and volunteer in service of community and country are essential to the ongoing work of forming our more perfect union. By sharing your time and passion, you are helping discover and deliver solutions to the challenges we face, solutions that we need now more than ever. Also, we are living in a moment that calls for hope and light and love. Hope for our futures, light to see our way forward, and love for one another. Through your service, you are providing all three. On behalf of the American people, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to you for your volunteer leadership, and I encourage you to continue to answer the call to service. The country is counting on you. Of course, this is coming from the White House. Now, do I have Kwame on the line? Great. Minye Eninkomo, Kwame Ajiman Boache Dankwa. Of course, he's a Ghanaian based in the United States. Of course, on managing Minister Ron Kenoli in all his ministry endeavors. I mean, going all over the world, including say a visit by Ghana in the year of return 2019. Kwame, and again, our condolence to you and the entire group back in the US.
Great.
Kwame, what's the main car? Mon connect Kwame line here, mame. Do we have Kwame there? Great. But me maintaining Kwame. Kwame, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Kwaku.
Hello, Kwame.
Yes,
yeah, but I can't hear. I have to hear Kwame's voice. Okay. Hello. Yeah, Kwame, what's the car? Great. Okay, Monfa Kwame tagging into it. Kwame, first, more condolence. One Ibusianfo Mugu, America Honia, any Minister Ron Kenoli for this great loss. First of all, give us a sense of understanding the ministry, his exemplary order lines cannot pass unnoticed. What do you think his music, and to what extent that music has impacted on the global ministry of Christ?
Kwaku, first and foremost, no, mede asedama abusiafo nyina ne na dofu nyina omo wiase, including you, because so what my airtime here, yes, obi anti enka. So, and you know, yadawasi bebre for ejuma oye ene adofu nyina omo bia omo ne bia, because this is a a loss to the world. It's not only to me, and our Ghana, or a global icon. It's, yeah. So, it may started by saying that my encounter with Ron Kinol, truly, it was impactful because joint recognition. A free president volunteer service award. A Florida has United States. So you decided to be embark like you take a journey to Ghana to explore business opportunities near other things, especially because I can't share the ancestral route, a free Ghana no crowd na TVs medene also a fancy because the parents, the grandparents no catch any say a fancy. So it was like oral tradition. It was nam ni nyina no onim say the route here den Ghana. Enema bebre na dwen Ghana tembianti. When we met suggestively ohun say me a family member. What you say?
Yeah.
My deep desire to explore more from him. So we started talking and a year bebre. We are alusu enema panyi pana music just a life transforming music because with your lyrics ubi de biana. So even if you are down emotionally, psychologically, that is a revival. Intini you lose to nipakesi power we asipa.
I see. Kwame, sir, ushe ni nyuma watu so far ewo wiasia. And if you want to measure it by the Christian community in America, in Africa, and all over the world, to what extent, I don't know by what measure you can figure out, say, he has impacted on a lot of, God's people, and by stretch of this way, impactful journey way, Ron Kenole cannot, his exemplary ordinance cannot pass unnoticed. Who is this very gentleman?
This very gentleman was so passionate, God-loving person, and like who can say globally, to me, Ron Kenole's music, he touched the entire community globally. So to me, it was a win-win situation. So, it's in a share so the man Presidential Volunteer Service Award, President Biden a man award, Mimikushiano, way back 2022. So, it's in a immeasurable, or you be he sang to the core, or it is a two jump na cow so no more. It is a one case out transnational lyrics and now. Was that this is not an ordinary man. As to be kasachona or problems or can solutions in NHL. That is what the music is about. Every music be our producer piano. What if you soak it in it strengthens you. So who say a life transforming now or decided say obit training so many people. That's why they almost are walking in his shadows. Iti Ghana no say we initiated something Mount Crest University. No, so and started training school. So we trained about 150 people because we wanted to use that place as a base. The infant touch Africa. Now Nipa on person also through music ministration almost beat me nyankwa. What you say? Iti during Sahani money it me a name be brave. I mean it me boy nipa be brave for them to grow. Personally and then professionally, and then spiritually, that is what we did.
I see. Kwame, if I'm to ask you personally a question, what do you think you've lost as far as Ron Kenole is gone? Would you say, is a job done, finished, is gone, or still believe that it's a lost and unfinished business?
This is an unfinished business because the man has planted a seed. Wetimia changes so many lives, not people in Ghana, but globally. Because when you're able to touch somebody's psyche, Ubia dream one. Now Wetimia transform Abina. What transformed the entire community? That is what he was doing. He was bringing the gospel to the people for them to have life transforming this. So to me, he had a beautiful soul. As you see, you know, the legacy, you know, cannot be erased. Because you know he was such an icon, such a bold man, such a lovable man, daring man, a prayerful man. This man would never come in without praying for me. I said, Kwame, let's pray. You understand? So you can imagine, say, Neman Yelusu, a global icon. Ron Kinoli was a leading people. I mean, no, a worship leader, or no, who knows, a musician. Was he was a worship leader? How he impacted decades across culture, you know, connections, inspiring worship leaders globally, or mentor so many people. He was a father. Our dedicating his life to worship, spreading God's word, and then inspiring people all over the globe. And you know, you cannot erase such a person. So and his word is the footprints, you know, are indelible.
I see. Do we have a replacement? Kwame, what's the main can? Let me be said. Do we have a replacement of him now that he's gone?
There be ultimate, because he was a unique person. Ubia ne kuta ne identity. Ubia kuta ne kra. The aura around that man cannot be replaced.
Yeah.
What I say.
Yeah.
And no, all over the world, no, it has become like an international anthems.
Yeah.
To so many people, there's not a single day papa kwesiade bia twemwa asori bia embonenyum.
Yeah.
It is a national anthem, drawing people to connect with God. It is such a person, you know, he cannot be replaced.
Wow.
Why
wow. Obi sending a message say me say Ron Kenoly na or sorry wa America or tia sorry wa America memo and na one tia sorry.
Ron Kenoly in tia sorry but administration through music.
I see.
On tia sorry ewa ha me de mimi ni share na I share no or catch them say for the first time was Kwame minya manager all my life before. But me no share, you know, you are the type of guy I've been looking for, so you are my manager. So I started managing him. Yeah, but Ghana, you know, I'm managing him.
Yeah.
On the quiet, yes. And you know, so far as I know, only any church, the church is through ministration, music ministration, already or a transformed life. To me, it became a memorable moment for everybody.
Good. Kwame, just a recap. Na Ghana no na osha ne bota pa na niema ben bisa na no opese ohwese ntemo ba no obeba be impact the people of Ghana so na niema bi ne say.
First and foremost, you know, including Gamanche, yakosna Gamanche, Emma Gamanche crack and say growing up no ninyum no they grow up even tembia sorry ne or organist or see they be ninyum no obo. It Gamanche even says Kwame, I want to initiate a festival on behalf of your friends, the Ghana people. Every year, no, so our festival, no, Ron Kinoli will come and play, and to unite people and spread the gospel. So that is how it is. And you know, we were for a mission to establish a music school and then also spread the word of God. Ghana, Nigeria, and beyond. That is why we came to Ghana.
Wow, wow. His exemplary order lines cannot pass unnoticed. He's a great, an iconic and one of the greatest gospel singers of our time. Kwame, we've lost a great guy. And I'm sure, sir, he also impacted on you personally. Your spiritual life, your spiritual growth, and all of that. As I did, Kwame, Jensen, Monedium, Numi, and Yedipa.
Inside out, no. You cannot be perfect, but the grace of God keeps us going.
Yeah.
So, there was some unshared videos and pictures that they are not out there because he was with me, I was with him. As a Ghanaian, as an African, as this, you know, I was here carry on. Especially that's why they call Mount Cresa. We gathered about 150 people and they started training people. He even sang with some of the students. They are unshared videos. They are not out there. And you know, we will continue. All that we need is the support of the government, the support of the people. Like what we are doing now, you're an amazing guy. Your platform is an amazing. One my platform for us to project what he stood for and what he stands for.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It also no count. You are impact maker at the same time.
Yeah.
It's yes, stop it. We are going on, and then we thank all the Christian communities, and may be or supporting the dream, the vision in Ubiano. Nina need the Yamias say, and also near the Mensa, Pastor Mensa Otabes, he was the first guy to bring him to Ghana, even though he didn't get a chance to explore Accra until I brought him again to Ghana, and then we took it to the next level. And there will be a Pantino. So, now I'm open. We can talk about it.
Great. Now, everyone wants to say, you are into security and intelligence, but of course you could cross into the gospel arena now too, as it were a feature in all of this. Na eye binimu so adwinimu kisina pa say oma religious in yamasu to me affect you in that manner. What do you make of that?
Gogo, this is a whole serious discussion. Say atie for betia maka emre say you can the year of return or Ghana, the year of return.
Yeah,
I know. Say nobody can mention the year return without mentioning the name of Kwame Wachidakwa.
that's correct.
And I told you because me and I launching the year return for the first time at Washington DC National Press Club. Many akwesi ajima any ababi omu nyina no na akufado ebe kasa if it one obi antimi nka biem. And I was the first Ghanaian to establish a tourism page on Facebook. I did 14 years Ghana tourist coach. I started showcasing Ghana. Award no. And because of what I was doing, I'm promoting and projecting the image of Ghana and Africa. I also received an award from the Baltimore County in Maryland for standing out for Black community and standing out for Africans. But what my platform now? Make sure the reason why, even though I'm a forensic psychologist and also project management is, my passion is to promote Ghana and project Ghana. Your friends, they all came into place. They are all interconnected, interlaced, and interwoven together. You cannot say we are security experts or forensic experts. So this is your decision. My passion is to promote Ghana and to project Ghana, and that's what I'm doing. That's the more reason why I connected with Ron Kinoli.
Good. Kwame, say me do we kra no wo hwe ministry we the ministry of Ron Kinoli yourself na mo tre onyankopon asemu through the music. Then you zero down to the Ekos Ghana and so aswate. Sofo bi na mem no mo de omo ya na say enkom hye atro na da kwotwisam enko an omo ye o mem ha. Mo ti bi sa wa America wa eya na influence mo on the hills of disseminating the message also through prophetic. What do you make of this?
Yes, of course, me Nyaminipa, because I have a degree in theology as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I took it upon myself. Say me call gospel ministration mudia. I was saying me the mission and the account. So I have that. It is a mission who say any money be bra mission. Okay. Let me who the Ekos Ghana now. Of course, as being a forensic psychologist, I'm a psychologist. Say me who and your money be they play on people's minds. They tell people what they want to hear, but the spiritual backing is not there. You understand?
Yeah.
The vulnerable now, they become victims. A honor and I was it minya you be a best streamlined people who are just playing on people's mentalities near we do away with them.
Sure.
Because to me, it's not proper. Nipa be brave, a common edu and they be mabaya suffer and the only means on which me did answer they have congregation behind them and people remember say Nipa be brave super solution, spiritual solution.
Exactly.
It is if you speak their language now, they become vulnerable and they follow you. It abandon us what trans no. We need to smoke out those people.
Exactly.
This is what it is.
I love the last portion. We have to smoke them out and
Kwame, we have to smoke them out of their house.
Yeah.
We need to smoke them out of their house. And then because if we don't strip them naked, the nonsense will continue.
Exactly.
And we shouldn't entertain that.
I agree with you. Great one. Kwame Ajiman. Boache Dank, of course, the man of many parts. Kwame, you better was Papa for this moment to now. We gauge the space and knows I'm sure say the funeral will be coming soon, and you better touch base with you to also see how the funeral of the great iconic, singer no said and so call na only this uncommon. You better was need your quite every pan I know attach base. Thank you very much, Kwame. Okay. Great.
Kwame nyame ka obia ho yes obi odon we nyame ensure obia for loving such a great one. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Kwame Ajiman Bochidank, of course, is a man of many parts. I'm sure you've heard it or no. And I know Boa a year in Yumtuni Kasiwe. There's a reason why I asked the question. Ron Kenoli. No, I'm sorry. Antia sorry. Nti dia make se won hwe o onyankopon wadwuma ye wa asase so no ana se asase so ayeti as long as ye na ye nipa no nyankopon na eboy yo, and God has entrusted in all of us a certain sense of responsibility. Do your job and yet chenchina se ename enemy hu we enemy so na nyankopon ye mi say no obi si na me de kotra he na prempa assembly na fa hense ni nsem hu no mu di kire edwuma bi a wo ye bia no kai na sha no so say it's God's chosen responsibility. Get it done. Do what you kind of saying edwuma wo na wo di dwa o ton ade ama ye nya aduane edi no wo ye nyankopon edwuma Messi ni na wo si dan no wo ye onyankopon edwuma carpenter ni na wo bobo no wo ye onyankopon edwuma na carpenter ni no so wambo eya office chairs nem na sefo a president office no obenya desk a transfer achro bisawo se Messi ni no wantna se amfa hama ambobo ne mamu a me say president no the first gentleman, the first executive, obenya kunyani table atna so achro ema yenya ya kan say yet me a formulate policies ukọ parliament wa send your message wo enua ni chairs ni sisi wo hwanim na ye nya kamentafo Messi mfui wo mwana mu sidan ema yenya baby di etito so we den we bu Messi no we bu no abomfin asa lawyer no eso okọ assemdi bio obekọ akoto judge ho na on judge na trans no ma pensem nim de enkoye ndi atoyie ema asomdua ba nyesa na tie de oti dom ho na wo ton ade obeton ade aduane ama me ni ni ema yenya bi adi anapa wiane anado edi na office wo ye yankopon aduma no journalist na eso obetena ha anapa wo ma timu anapa wo ma timu ewia wo ma timu anado de na wo ye yeso mebu deuro nsem bi uma wonte omra no meda sa asem nedi office de no way na monko ade moyi mu ho soronko se moya asoro abofo bi oseden o nti nipa na moyi mu asem fema mo na moye ye nipa no otwease e na mo madwen kase eda mutimusimu de bedidi ho na masei motio o de sei onyankopon di papa no a ono nyankopon ekura no o say me kwa how wicked am ye won me say nyankopon ade ode be mo so the rest of us ye edwuma ba mo say no mo be fa onyankopon ni din no ne mo siniti asese na ma kansam bone adi din no edi aye bone etia ono ankasa onyankopon abode asem we what did o ode onyankopon di pa no tio ni nyansem no ode onyankopon ni di mpa no ode kwakọ sei onyankopon abode na ono wase de nya no ho mfaso bone ati sei asotwe we be na onyankopon yesa ode mamo obi say ho sa asem no because on when him say no asori ode onyankopon di ato so ote aso dem a oye ikikoma gadu sei ni ko ni braka keka ho ni leku susu on when him say onyankopon timi bi anim and all this that to what you say he is about to sell you hope or the no the hope and it does so be no a bonsam but or the yankopon di no de abata ho ade akukudura mo de yes ade minim bebi a munye free you minim bebi a munye free but mo wie ye ebeba according to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 8 yankopon aka ho and wasiaka e was Zachariah chapter 13 verse 2 to 7 and also waka wam ebra mo ankasa mudin mo mpese bebu mudin pobiom nyame nam kan yankopon na kan boni ni munyai tonight. We take a critical look at some prophetic fashion and styles and how they subject church members to horrific treatment. In the video show in the name of what? God's name, in God's name. Wonyankopon dimu hwebonia edi healing ben na wo healing ben just obe heal we no owi na wase ama oyare healing ben me bo video ya kire hwo so oye prophetical so oye heal no just minima de open obetimi a describe and so hwe bi na we are for information about say din na nipe oye. Take a listen to this carefully, watch carefully adia oye. Take a listen. Then can you figure it? Bring one basa na all bring one so mo so agia to me say nensa no a wodi bring one kra no or impacting yankopon hira wo mo so. Like seriously, black people, these people of color, who are we? Why have we sold our conscience to this fake people, these liars, crooks, these rogues, scavengers? Let me greet these following persons. They are watching the show. Face Max, US, share program. The Face Max, salute, bro. Popolampo, Michael Popolampo, of course. Sakama, Oya filling station. I muna mudiju manamame. Also, we show the modoso. Yes. Now, tonight, we spotlight a self-styled, self-acclaimed, self-imposed prophet who has openly lashed out at his colleagues over what he describes as the abuse of the prophetic ministry. Maybe bu video actual. Ono anka say one of them. Ono yes. Ono anka say self. Ubehu ni nipa ban. Ono anka kasa no oye self-star. Ono anka sansu yes self-imposed. Oye self-acclaimed, and he's part of the notorious fake prophets. But he's an outsider looking in. But now, he has lashed out on his colleagues. Said, meanwhile, one can say is as guilty as charged. But I think he has the right, says wedding, or taking the fellow prophets, he takes them on. Like seriously, Not simply saying, listen to this man. Do you know him?
Once of social media, and a monshano, that's it. Therefore, Mamsha San Quasiamcomo, who go, therefore, Bible says, Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 20. Also, therefore, you have a Casimbi, Nam the more than demon, so therefore, and to have a show comes about near the winning, about me, and see a coon. What a show comes, say. Or the second Japan be winning, not Canada winia as you coon. What best I'm come say, Mamma be winning, Mamma winia as you coon. When you some question comes and it tricks no money way. We know how you invoke the spirit. We know how to burn candle. We know how to burn insects. And so forth. Yeah, can't some children near no but to look at the prophet did this of one. Prophet and get gown, because and the need to of apprehended, comprehended, and escape circumstances may make it be. But some young man saw the so tenacia, minimum. Some grammar friend. What does it mean? So come on, some fewer. Let me be me. Also, she a friendly pada, and so you know the friendly pa. In the Jada, me Kasaka, but make us with power and authority. Then to Oka, me catch it out. So we are mentioned what mo asofofo na mo ti social media kwasiasam ne kwasiankom hye na mo hye no kwasiankom hye kwa na mo nim tase difo mo hye san kwasiankom no okwa difo kwa babu sa wo hye nkom na mo yenku o tase na Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 20 also difo bi obeka asem bi na mbem owurade din mu no sa wo difo ne nkum edu obehye nkom se ba onua be wini sa ba omia wini a esi ekum wo obehye nkom se or the second Japan be winning. Na Kennedy and Winia as you coon. What be some come say, Mamma be winning, Mamma Winia as you coon. When you some question comes and it tricks no moon way. We know how you invoke the spirit. We know how to burn candle. We know how to burn incense. And so forth. Yeah, can't some children but the prophet did this of one. Prophet and gown, because and the need to of apprehended, comprehended, and eschatos circumstances may make it be. But some young man saw the so tenacia, meaning soon grab a friend. What does it mean? So come on, some fewer. Let me me yo. Also, she a friendly pada, and soon you know the friendly pa. In the Jada, me Kasaka, but make us with power and authority. Then to oka, me not catch it out. So we are made so what the
or see then circumstances be dear no keka sa na wo kan inima de kro but eja so de woni na so fio eja de wo eja de wo minim bonfire pa wo minima de bonfire na ye wo mo ye nyoma hu sa enioma wo mo de fighting nipa. Tonight we exposed yet another badge of self-style, self-acclaimed and self-imposed crooks who on the bandwagon dishing out yet another round of prophecies during the just ended flag bearership race. Over the week, Monday, Wednesday, the number of prophecies amount and agree before me guest Bebano and over joining me now. My main sama another batch of these prophets while be whom Nashe they maintain the road that we are saying this and we are saying that with a hope or they believe that the angel has spoken to them. And the angel spoke to them about what? About who is coming. And the question why they got it all wrong. Share this badge way, so this group way, na show them. And the catastrophe of taking Ora Kennedy all the way over the bar. Me I show some mama me ni penny kura ni su brim no. But when say Monday, Wednesday na me can say me chere Ghana for. Me dey said you didn't kura na say na me su meti o. Na me ka chere ne say ono ana o ma ho kwan. Yeah. Ono ana o ma ho kwan. Because Ghana for ni anim no echichichi benche ya abrochimem obi anim say eh Debbie Ora Kennedy said you osi ye ni nyoma any sa self style asofo ni adadaf we wono mo nsin ha mfa ha nwura o no ne ba ne say ene no metimi alley on quietly into what and just say and at the time no na say eyade na enye botaye bi say of so a mini bi say Ebra asofo na kasa na adenti ne wan ma bonten ameka say hey ene hwan obi entwa so obi enyai na sem wan ni ade na asofo no wo mo ye mo prediction no wo mo ntimi predict bi ma ye owura e kan say e kan say Dr. Edutum wo mo ntimi predict bi ma no adenti na kwabere Japan wo mo ntimi predict bi ma no woman team predict say Kwame Papa Vincent Kwabene Japan figure say no benya. Anyway, before KSM comes in, me Papa Chomomi and more last video no ne. But before, no, let me bring KSM. Not KSM in my the perspective we are near about say video no so. Me bed mamu video no wash one more womb. Okay? Now we whom say one more ye nipa bena. Womo sa Venesen video no mo ene enioma so far soon I'll be speaking to KSM, of course. KSM Kweku Sinti Mesa, of course. This is a man of many parts, of course. My bed background of Kweku Sinti Mesa, a TV and a theater director. Waye Niama Bebre Wagana. KSM studied acting and directing in the US, earning a Master of Fine Arts in Film Production in New York. Of course, he also acted in the US theater productions and appeared on TV, including the series Law and Order, and was the first African to produce an original one-man play off Broadway. Title, Thoughts of a Confused Black Man. He's a man of many parts. And of course, after returning to Ghana in 1997, he became a popular radio talk show host and later created Thank God It's Friday, TGIF, Mobekai, a talk shower, mixing information, discussions, and humor. And of course, KSM, of course, to maintain the status quo, is one of the big, media mogul, media personality, and a man of many parts. Kweku Sinti Mesa on the line. Kweku, memo ajana wapo saying. Kweku, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Kweku. Good evening. Wapo saying.
Yeah, I think I hear you now. Hello.
Good one. What point is saying, Kweku?
Nyamia Dumbo call.
Wonderful.
Maybe I was so.
Monsieur dear, many prophets if we are in a PMSU studio has said. Yes.
What is this? Do not touch the Lord's anointed one.
I remember, sir, if not one of your programs on Vibe FM, ne bayen to kwakesie passe. You see, omede warning eba say KSM touch not the Lord anointed na mesi I need it. And then you took them on badly and fiercely. Kweku, it's been how many years, if I may guess? About a couple of, if not 2 or 3 decades now. And
almost 3 decades ago.
Exactly. And then you took this ministry of warfare on this self-style, self-acclaimed, self-imposed man of God. Kweku, this is where how far we've come. You started a journey, and then we have to follow suit. Kweku, it looks as though the battle is not ending anytime soon. And here we are.
No.
Any baby.
As a matter of fact, yeah.
I
think as a matter of fact, the battleground has even gotten more hectic.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So for me, it's always like very, very refreshing.
Yeah.
To hear that there are people like you out there who are still mounting the crusade for the truth. That's what I call it.
Yeah. Take it from another perspective. What do you think the media has done so far and now? Do you think the media is helping the situation? How combative the media has become when it comes to, fake prophets and as for displaying the charlatanic adverts? What do you make of the media's position now?
I think sadly, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think that sadly, most of colleagues follow these pastors. Most of our colleagues support their theories. And it's very difficult for them to take them on because they are their congregation. Their colleagues, they are part of their congregation, or most of them are. So the situation is tricky now. Who could be sorry with your or any prophecies now? How do you go in the media to say you want to correct certain things? You can't. So unfortunately, because of the alliances we have with the churches and the various pastors, it is very difficult to take them on when they go wrong. So maybe when I'm looking for people to really stand up, I don't even think of the media. I don't think that we in the media have that concerted effort to make sure that we kill this, I call it religious dandam.
Obi say, for the fact to say yes, the politicians are there, they are running the show and all of that. So why don't we concentrate on the politicians who are running the purse, but rather to concentrate on the men of God who are running their business? This is a certain dichotomy. how do you break the ice between the two people? Should we lose the focus on, these self-styled men of God because they are running their own enterprise, and rather concentrate on the men who are running the national purse? Where do we draw the line in your scheme of things?
As a matter of fact, for me, there's no line. The only line I know is truth, integrity, and principle. So if you're a man of God that you go outside the line, I'll talk about it. If you're a politician and you go outside the line, I'll talk about it. So for me, I don't have any distinction whether you're a politician or a pastor or a prophet or an imam. If you cross that line to where integrity is lacking, to where truth is lacking, to where principle is lacking, I'll talk about it. I don't think there should be any line. And as a matter of fact, I think those who say, why don't you talk about politicians and why are you talking about pastors? No, it is so misguided. For me, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Truth is truth. Right is right. If the politician is on the other side of the truth, hey, I'll do my best to correct him. If it's a pastor, I'll do my best to correct him. If it is me, somebody should do their best to correct me. So for me, the distinction between pastors and prophets, I really don't think there should be any distinction.
Good.
That's my position on it.
Good. Kweku, walk us through the path. What did you see earlier than today that you started your ministry way back about 2-3 decades, and now? What did you see that we didn't know?
Well, the first thing was this. Mifiyu was a buyer. I came with a film that I shot in the U.S. and I was going to release that film in Ghana. That was long ago when we had all these movie theaters, videos. I came with a film, and when I came, my sister took me to a certain pastor or prophet to pray for me, send me for a good and I'm going to do work here. So they took me to this place and he was praying for me. And after he finished, he gave me a prophecy. And the prophecy was that I have come to Ghana to do something very, very, very important. But God is telling him to tell me that I shouldn't tell anybody what I'm going to do. Because if I tell anybody what I'm going to do, it's fail.
Wow.
And listen to this. So I had come to release the movie.
Really?
And if you're going to release the movie, you have to publicize it.
Exactly.
You have to tell people.
Exactly.
That's to make one of what say about me. And see, one of the things is, but how can God tell me, say, Mommy, can't you be here? Seriously.
Like, seriously. Boy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense. And from that point, I said, Charlie, I have to be careful with this so-called prophecy because they tell you things that they think they are making a good guess. So I'm trying to think it's happening in my back, and I'm going to hotel in Ghana, and she would think they will go to the country. He didn't know that I had come to broadcast the fact that I have a movie and I wanted to come and see it to make it successful. So that was the first time I started thinking, this could not come from God. Because me is in America, my bomb, but you will sneak over and and you're successful. We'll see you, Paco. If you do get as far as the mommy can't go here.
Kweku, this is serious, isn't it? What?
It's ridiculous. So that the first time I said, no, this doesn't sound right.
Wow.
It doesn't sound right. And yet they took me to another church, and what shocked me most was when the pastor was waiting for what you call that thing, collection. And then he said boldly, back in the days, the currency wasn't the same. So let me just paraphrase back in the day, he didn't mean nothing. No, he said something to the effect that part Ghana. Ubi Swaba, where you 200 Ghana. It's only Pacono, one maybe
Asam no.
So I said, wait a minute. God's love is unconditional. God loves everybody. If what you can afford, one CD, He loves you to give with the free and cheerful heart. So when I heard Social Papa said, who can say, will be 100 those women to say, you know, so I go to these little things started accumulating.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you know, at least my understanding of God is this is not it.
Exactly.
I understand a very compassionate God.
I see.
You know. So these little and plenty examples of Mama.
Yeah.
I can give hundreds of examples that it didn't sit right with me. You know. So if you remember, I even started a program on vibe called Nyamsumede.
And Makada Dada, Nyamsumede.
What can I have?
Exactly. Hey, KSM, it was something else.
This is the kind of thing Mommy started her program because the way we're doing and also for baby
and people were referring your father as a Presbyterian, what. Since will fight it, you know, the Christian community in Ghana. And I mean, people again, and this was one of a programmer, hundreds and thousands of people within Accra and beyond were listening to this program, and a lot of people learn a lot. I don't know what happened. And then later, this program was cut short.
Yeah. And people would tell me that they'll be listening on Sunday. I was on Sunday.
Yeah.
They'll tell me that they'll be listening on their way to church.
Exactly. So on their way to church, they were listening.
They don't know how to get out of the car because I just don't shame on you.
Oh my goodness.
And I wasn't doing anything fantastic.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the common sense understanding of what God is and how we serve God.
The practical side of Christ, period. The practical life of how we should live our lives. That was, you know, essentially how your program was all about.
That was it.
Exactly.
That was it.
Kweku, let me walk you one step. First of all, I want you to diagnose the ordinary Ghanaian. Perhaps you have about 3 or 4 people sitting before you. Try to diagnose and figure out that what is wrong with these people, so they are coming before KSM and asking for direction. Presumably KSM is a man of God out there, so these avalanche of prophets are getting a lot of jobs to do. What is wrong with ordinary Ghanaian?
I think the key thing that we sometimes forget is that there's this basic economic principle of demand and supply. And every time there's a product in demand, business people will make sure that they can supply so that they can meet the demand. Unfortunately, sometimes the demand is so much that they cannot find the product, so they'll bring some fake product because you are demanding it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And in a strange way, in a very, very strange way, that has crept into Christianity. Because young Ghana, we demand prophecies.
Too much.
So the demand is even to beg for the sharing. So what can they do? They also know that Charlie, there's a demand for it. So let's supply it. It's economic principle.
You've said this a couple of days ago, I think about 2 or 3 days ago. So yes. Demand.
Yes.
The demand is high. Wow.
Demand is very high. and what they're demanding is that they want you to prophesy. So you do your best to come and say anything. When if you can't, then you lie. Like how you sell the free product.
Exactly.
And then when the idea is to say, I saw him, you could find out no money for Yaka. You'll be surprised the amount of animosity that has been sown in families.
That is
when
true.
When the bank has animosity. And when you look at the word of God, it tells us that God is not the author of confusion.
That is true.
It's in the Bible. that God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, of love, and of a sound mind. So for somebody like me, if I'm in a church and the pastor is doing somebody's home, I'm in a Yona, setting enmity between Ubiri and Mami and all this confusion, I can say, this is not from God. Because the God that I know, the God that I said, is not the author of confusion.
Exactly.
But of peace, of love, and of a sound mind. Anything else, I don't know where it's coming from. So, in a nutshell, because we are so much demanded to hear things, and also because we are business people say, hey, what's okay? And then make catch them. They ain't going to catch them. Because of the wicked. The pain you put that thing, it would be a Canadian question. I was let me say, what will should be? Yeah. He was there because he wanted to hear it. There was a demand to hear it. So he sold the product because he was supplying it. So at the end of the day, I think the whole thing, sometimes the congregation will come.
Yeah.
One time will be said, you'll be so careful and said the own firm was so for surprise. It's personal. And I'll say, they're saying, but this they say, I saw for the main country. Yeah, so we were there. I started the country.
Exactly. Exactly. Kweku. Now, Kweku, my last question, then I'll let you go.
Sure.
What do you make of Elbernared Nelson Eshen? A week beye ochina, and then we saw it all fell flat. That his prophecy galore of the MPP flag bearership reason any now by end a week beye ochina. Any who said this guy was gallivanting across the media space and was mentioning one particular candidate, of course, who you interviewed prior to the exercise, and it's Ababe Dahose candidate winning. Now, this Elbernared tells us he wants to recoil. I think 1 year he's not going to prophesy, he's not going to do any church and all. Even though he'll go to his church, auditorium, but he will not preach, he will not prophesy. What's your understanding about this guy's, religious stand? Should we say the angel lied to him, God lied to him, God failed, and all of that? Again, he connects other prophecies are Washisha Abim Nasifo. What do you make of this guy's position?
There are so many things I've said that have come to pass. And then my friend said, hey, you are very good at predictions. And the thing that they are calling predictions, trust me, if I could come here so far, they say prediction is kind of prophecy.
I tell you.
Because they can't But I just predicted it. I look at something and say, I didn't hear the question. It's just a prediction.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I think that most men of God have a lot of opinions and they have a lot of predictions. Somehow they have convinced themselves that because that they are men of God and some predictions have come through and so they'll continue and get into. Do you know how many people predicted that the Muhammad will win the election? Are they all prophets? Do you know how many people also predicted are they prophets? No! These are people with common sense who can look at issues and say, but unfortunately, the people who say they are men of God and believe that because they are men of God, whatever their own opinion is, they ascribe it to God. I have no qualms in my mind, maybe Professor Najogezi is more inclined to the NDC. Maybe Prophet Bernard is inclined to MPP. I don't know. They all have their inclinations.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't have anything against any inclination that anybody has. What I think is sad, though, is that because they are men of God, they think their inclination is the word from God. And so they'll go out and talk about it as such, you know.
Yeah.
So what we have learned from Bernard's case, you know, is simply that, please, you can be a man of God because you are sorry, you're close to God and everything. But don't make the mistake to think that whatever your personal opinions are God's opinion.
God.
You know?
Yeah.
If they get to that and understand that, they'll realize that even the Bible has many, many instances of people who write their own opinion.
Yeah.
But because it's in the Bible, it is taken as a divine word of God, which necessarily isn't so. And you'll be clear no choice.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
one quick example, then I will leave you to finish with you. Is Kwekwe.
Yeah.
You say God is all knowing. You say God is almighty.
Yeah.
You know everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me show you a story in the Bible, which made me question. Say, does God know everything? The story is when he told Abraham to go to Isaac.
Yeah.
The story said, Charlie, or test Abraham. Ask him what he will do. And when you read the Bible, Abraham obeyed, and just before he killed Isaac, they say God told him, hold on. And God said, for now I know that you will not withhold your holy son from me.
Exactly.
So God is saying, for now I know. It is an only.
Sure. No correct.
You see, so for me, it is because whoever was writing the scripture then assumed that God didn't know and he filled it. And instead of us to understand these things and know that it's not that God is not all-knowing and understand that it was somebody who was writing it and wrote their opinion in it.
Exactly.
That's what is happening with the prophets as well. What they believe in actually, what their opinions are, they come and say that it has come to them from God. And it's not true.
Yeah.
And I think we all by this time should learn that clearly, that if you call yourself a prophet, be very, very, very careful.
Exactly.
When you open your mouth and say, God has spoken to me. Like in the recent case, you know.
Yeah.
So did God lie to him? No. The fact of the matter is that in his human mind, he ascribed his human mind to God. And it has been proven that that was not God.
Yeah.
Because God does not make a mistake.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no.
No. You better was Papa for your insight, and I believe a lot are listening, watching, and on but again, we have to commend you for this great fight. It's been a great fight, walking all of us down the aisle on the path where we find ourselves. Still, we ain't through with this battle, and you've left the baton. And we continue. And in fact, we are even back again to give us a helping hand. And that's the remarkable, side of you is continue to champion the cause. I love the part you said. There's a great demand as far as Ghana is concerned. And if the Ghanaian is listening, Momema demand an Emra from Niankasa KSM demand Emra.
Let's go down the demand.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And then thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. My brother.
Bye. All right, quick.
Okay.
So just gone past Kweku Sintim, Miss a man of many parts. My senior brother, Yemini War. A Vibe FM. Na Udini Juma. Ye two din Nyamesumi yede. Minim said not that time we radionica na uti radio. The beauty part of it is that program not oye bisu Sunday, and people could listen to Vibe FM before and send umira the church auditorium. Person na bebre no abetie no moko asaw them what KSM is saying, bringing out the practicality of Christianity. And then they juxtapose that to that of what the man of God is saying. So there's a vast contrast. Yeah. And KSM impacted on millions of people about what we need to know about Christianity and the worship of God. Folks, It's been about 3 decades now. Still, Afina, self-style crooks we Asian Yamukena. Can you imagine? Well, Yedin Komoya, Yedin Komoya, Yamu Biadi, Munimasem Iziwa. The self-style, the self-acclaimed, self-imposed. Isaac Owusubempa was sending a message about his here. Yedin Komoya. This one, and yes, we will right on set. And we have to delete the message. Owusubempa, your message has been deleted completely. My bobo message me say me there are 2 dustbins me say bam, you waste. I got no time to listen to your damn message. Okay, you are fake. Owusubempa, listen, and that's what I'm going to treat you this time. There's a reason I have to open the channel for. Bring all your messages. We and our friend in addition. Me to me, the actual screen is here. I've deleted your message right there. This is what he goes about doing. Obi a programmer. Ye money din kra na no hwehye say ya. Minim say drone achi no Owusubempa wo so say ntontoma na say enwanse mapobi na okokana sem wo. What's wrong with you? Untimi ndina ovie. Asofoni na ye din hihomufie. Men of God, obia ye din chenifie etie de ekọ onko a what's he saying? Folks, make a short break me ba. There's some videos we want me be watch. Another badge of self-style, self-acclaimed, self-imposed, notorious fake crooks, thieves, criminals, parading, masquerading like a man of God. Like seriously? Yeah. Ebekoswa pamosun tama ne mwenim nsu eguase. Sisi ye ka say mwenim eguase. Owusubempa no odikan. Wenim eguase. Akwasi Owusu me say wenim eguase. Wenim eguase. Make a short break me ba. Ye beto aso say wenim eguase. This is, of course, the Global Public Square GPS, the Frontline Show, the biggest investigative magazine show. Gauge the space in the next couple of what I don't know, the biggest expose, the best so enya asam kitokra. Stick and stay. This is the GPS, the Frontline. Great guys, welcome back, and of course this is your GPS, the Global Public Square, the Frontline Show. Folks, tonight we expose yet another badge of self-styled, self-acclaimed and self-imposed crooks who on the bench wagon dishing out yet another round of prophecies during the just ended flag bearership race. Another badge. Was you be at in the course of the week, you know. My mama badge way next week, yes, I bet so. As the movie re expose and chakra. But take a lesson, watch them, one way them, and watch their identity. Take a lesson.
Honorable Kennedy Japan. Ma onyai politics. Adia onsre nyame. Ne nyame mfa nomno eye nkwatentin. Apomdin kwatentin san say a time is coming. A time is coming. A brebi ba. A brebi ba. Say o to me aye ni awoso ye. Say die tibia Robert na Ghana konya kase so. Muntie me, tie me. Tie.
Let me tell you. I said
What's on any day? No, Papa no on sending messages. Hey, I can see bro. Kwesi who's bro. What's on any day? No, a time is coming. A time is coming. What a time is coming. A time is coming. Any Casabano. I don't know what it means. A time is coming. What is that? Hey. Any Casabe guys, roll back. A time is what coming. What is that? What is he trying to say? Come on, take a listen again. Yes, and any view.
Honorable Kennedy Japan. Ma onyai politics. Adia onsre nyame. Na nyame mfa nom no eye nkwatentin. Apomden nkwatentin sanse. A time is coming. A time is coming. A brebi ba. A brebi ba. Se otumi eye ni awoso oye se die tibia Robert na Ghana konya kese so muntie me tie
let me tell
you know why I want to stay a while longer with Bempadio. Bempa say what? A time is coming. I know the infantry. Now here comes the trick. Or say so oye dear SSO waya. And then as oye. I know to infantry. No, more person will navigate you be toward the homeland, all right? Or person you can make a landfall. So a time is coming here, okay? So yet the SS only say they be on mama for these goddamn crooks, assholes, crooks, and a brabo for one akoshifono. They give a prophecy, no the conditionalities either at one mount. Oh yeah, dear, so yeah, and then also we sin winning as well. Yeah, akoshifona dafo, nipa boli for, and I must say no. Oh yeah, dear, so yeah, then as well. And I saw ya, and no, that conditionality won't mean fan count. So I know you go point some catch them. Me say, on Yankopon Amau in Adiese Brabeka, a dear necessary ya, Sadeno, won't mean fan count and family and Tuja, and by the way, and I know about on Timber Kaya. For the SSO, for in that concert, on Yankopon catch me say, so yes say 1, 2, 3, every year. Me young Ghana for the young judge say yes. Who can he say Tirano? 1 year and na so ye dear so ya dear bear. We are about to can some foolishness at their training pass and need your count kukuma ye at that for na brebeni. A 2-4 at that for my yodium somebody ne could do the slaughterhouse. Yes. On the movie. We can also say the project is over. Maybe BBA anyhow. Guys, my friend is on a message record the band. They are too. My mom morning here said they are too gutted. That's been a dash it there. Useless message. Me kind of platform is so. I'm be on them in coffee with the message about useless indeed, absolutely repugnant, useless rocks. Oh, but damn, with charity, you need to be told in plain words. I need to tell you in plain words and in plain sight. Me kofi answer. What the baby answer? But this time you nyadaje. And I mean block also. Me ma what the abamo. Who buy any there 2 dustbin. I have my reason of doing so. I want you to learn sense. But I'm what? Office will be our call. You think so? Absolutely baldadish. You rogue scavengers. Good for nothing. Moving some more my Ghana man not survive and I said Jack Montuaso, Yantuas Nienche, the barrage of these useless people. I went to Yanfa Nipanen could do. Share a number of them who gave prophecy to this fine man. So, Nana Americanum, say, yeah, you're no more quine, and Moba Naquem, and the Equacumin because many men here 2 are going to know. And will be back. Oh, they may come and say, Nipa no namwa. No, qua. It is a baby will be a Dibia Mibuse, 7 previous. So when wabua kramai wofie na wapie na kramai di wachi no mo kwa bon se na kramai na san e wo nechi no wo hwa de But nipa da sani ni unam wasan woni trim yet no di wachi. Me de me many tea no na wasan na me hu se waye branch. Eno ne asofo na ekọ bibi omudi na ekodu no. Monto aso na yenhwe ade a yebesi hu the rest of them. Take a listen.
Tell you, I said, let all the delegates come together. Let them stand for one. All of them. You are in Japan. Let them campaign for all other candidates. When they count and they declare, Kennedy Japan will win.
Ali, eti we unfair election. Kennedy woko more hano. Kennedy winning promise now. NDC one pomo for we are seeing in campaign. They should invoke all the spirit. They will lose against Kennedy Japan. Me say it's not going to be free and fair election for Kennedy and Japan. After when you say MPP before sitting on Mulusu the baby no, they are coming back for it.
Only idea radical say more.
Okay, daddy.
And na evidence meka Kennedy Japan attack him no. On shen who see.
Okay.
When nyame bie mani no cry MPP flag no. Kennedy Japan. Nyame bie mani nyame we evidence meka. Be wa attack me ba honhom ne kan ne obeye bie se o kan ne honhom ne kan say munya message where mon kan say honorable Kennedy Japan,
okay,
that he is the next person to lead the MPP. Onhwe no sie na he should live long, or there's an agenda bi onhwe no sie ne sunsun njuma onhwe no sie physical
one entry.
True.
And he will not get it. If he doesn't get it, the party will turn their back on him. As for Baumia, he's done. The party, he's done.
You're saying something.
And I saw Kennedy coming with wildfire. Oh, I'm telling you, unless people will follow that man, but people will love that you should come.
What a spec. Now check Kennedy Japan. Now, you say you printed Kennedy for president.
We are 2022.
Now check. Enter. Ma, see. Me say.
This is what is going to happen. Change no.
No, okay.
Change no.
Once upon a time, I say something. But the moon said the be a chap.
We are 31st.
Kennedy for president. Now check Kennedy Japan. Now you say you printed Kennedy for president.
Now check. Some commission way 2028 in a bedroom.
2028. I'm hearing people best have a power. 2028. Yeah. Now the belly the MPP. Oh we no. As for Baumia, onya badindi. Baumia intimini or disappointed Ghana and or disappointed God. Mark my words and say, they will come. But you bet me nya Sisia is sinister Kennedy Japan. No. Ken a Japan on the behold. Sensia Major Michael Yato. And nothing can change it. Yes. In a global, it is being faced. I'm endorsing a stamp of butchery. They say, "What lawyer? I'm a lawyer." No. Why you will? No, the cocoa behind the agriculture sanity is sealed.
Kennedy Japan will take the mantle.
Yes, sir.
He will bring a certain rep of business men. I saw over 1 million businessmen, young men, that are erupting because he was carrying the king. I saw him with about 1 million horses, and I saw men, young men were sitting on the horses, and I saw them running, and I saw Ghana tend to be like Europe. I saw buildings. I saw even old cities have become a new city. I saw Adabraka have been turned like a new city. I saw Makola have been turned like a new city. I saw Tantamanto have been turned like a new city.
Yes.
And the Lord said,
yes,
He will raise him and raise over 1 million businessmen. That's how the the Lord.
Yes, sir.
On this prophetic enforcement summit,
Yes.
I put a stamp.
Yes, sir.
On this prophecy.
Yes, sir.
Everybody watch it.
It's impossible for Kennedy Ohene Japan not to win the flag bearership.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Are you serious?
It's like the way a dog cannot fly.
Are you serious?
That's how impossible it is for Kennedy Japan to lose the flag bearership.
I come gold back.
Gold in the day.
Cosmically, the all cosmic actuality and cosmic assurance.
Bako, and this is also young. Apart from your mama, no, Obian who be your MP before Sakabako.
Kakane Japongo.
Kennedy Bogwa.
Said never top feminine, but not Suminaso, MPP go. She did top bevo Kennedy Japan, or be like I say, Uncle, ye be now, but they know, yet they won't know. Me pese o yi de ni ma me pepe na de masem kwa wie
e fa Kennedy Japan
fa Kennedy Japan me twam tronko ba bia emre me nyam na be juno project ni ade
yeah one be
yes one year ni kura nti no nti me ba na me mekanti ano bra
16th June 1968
Thursday but 7 December
next elections you better in the year 2028
7 December
2028 be see that be
7
December 2028 yeah, we say be see that be
7 December 2028
7th December 2028 is it Thursday?
Yawada. Eti
just in the crowd and right from Nana Akufo-Addo say Mekai from Buzia yeah but number 7 the buy
contemporary
Mekai say oka chere me say abano Satan no guys na yes sa abato no da no
enko November
ma oka chere me say yes sa abato no da say kirim
nana
do obelusu
onya bi
ontumi we ne da but so insisting here to about on the 7th of December nobody any bit me abiti no ampani ampa to the 7th December nana do we ne me kai pa say John Dramani Mahama die na anu yi you said it say men check it day na dey to about na da ben Saturday John Dramani Mahama ye da ben Saturday inti ye to about no krada no John will win
enini sasraham sasra yemsra sa poto ama pedina mreku Ghanaian actress, beautiful. You're watching the show. Ama, I hope so. Yes, Ama Pedina Mreku show. God bless you for taking your time to watch the show, right? Woman go on, players no go on. One players no my line up. Woman nim eguase. Woman enim eguase. Woman nim eguase. Amwakwata. On in charge, as one of my friends saying, Parliament Church. What Obesham command eyes or put it. And then I don't know from a TV. That's the star. Is he? And you mean to win? Why do you for Ghanaians? And I care some more canoe. You see, I bet to say, hope, abedane hot commodity. For these self-styled men of God to preach to you, so you go and buy hope when you can motivate yourself. So may you go to them for them to lie to you. Yeah, can say, Abranti amosi a friend again. Ebonowa or hemfa or that's what demo ana. I didn't know police for no kohano. Now software nimbin this self-style crooks, thieves, and rogues, good for nothing, useless indeed. Me don't be a nation tia, so me don't be a T-row. Fantini Bessos will keep you here. William, you think I have a respect for them? No. I have men of God that me respect to them. Here, William, riffraffs. Kona question, Miss Opa, me yes, me woman in Texas, but that's the real truth. Go, check me in our background. Who said, if not all, JHS Chromery. No, they themselves know, as Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 will tell you. Woman in the and ometina impact be Ghana in so. Yes. Yamanam kind Hosea 4:6 I can't at all. Nindian nibi school nukrawan kwen or code saying. Then to be to work at a time is coming. A time is wine. A time is coming. and what born hini anasa wo kan brofo bi mi etie. A time is coming where ba he that day ni trufo ko hwini na brebeni atro ene mo die ewo men ahoto a ye benya nti na se nya sa hwe video me be yatri video ni nipa da seni ti sa so dem wo ditumi se anyo obi produce edeben na we Ghana police mantimi anche no on my property to say den hwe property no on my property ben and also for bi di ne nan ahye sadnem the wetia sadnem in the name of this republic we you the authorities of this nation should have gotten this guy arrested and jailed. Hey, enime bi wo mem ho awon ye mfa ni agro to say our legal tender ye sika won tumi nye Ghana sika ne anyhow bia wo pe no ye so mo ye chewa obetimi akọ jail. Oman ye baby to say that your national ID card, your baby to say passport, and you know baby no, and so I saw for you to me the diagro anyhow be on mope. That system ne show. Take a listen, show video we na say papa we another question every time you pay baby aduane afa. Hwade a oye kire papa no na asorfo ni gu ho adane wo mo ti o might say zombies because I saw money need that so be inti bibi fun we so we need that so the mom on one kasa he's struggling to survive. He's almost being gaslighted. Oni baby onu ogina but when so mom go so them na omu ni ade ifra. Listen to this.
Timbiria katunia pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli.
Remove the shoe. Remove the shoe. You shoe no wrong, but one shoe no wrong. Take your passport. Take your passport. Take your passport.
This is Kokuroko. Yami Kokuroko. Timbiria katunia pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli.
Remove the shoe. Remove the shoe. You shoe no wrong, but one shoe no wrong. Take your passport. Take your passport. Take your passport.
This is Kokuroko. Yami Kokuroko. Timbiria katunia pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli. Pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli. Pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli.
Ozizin. Eden na ote den. So one friend we know so me abodan for but easier can some say physical diagram when all of them these guys they all need psychiatric observation when be yare bi amabodin last year schizophrenia is a disease in which the individual becomes withdrawal and often hear voices and hallucination when we need here psychiatric observation see a show madwinimu show madwinimu pa psychiatric doctors no mo transi bc o monsam nim ne ade wo mo nka se hia mo nti the kind obetimi aka say capri katri hwan what's that mo femra one more time here say betimi I imitate no one more time here nhade guys bring it back.
Timbiria katunia pari aprika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akanyega kai aburi bakal apply ai awre mane biya ngurial akimiri ko tuli.
Ye be contest bi enibration na menemo kana contest ne ye be na frontline be che nipa 4 ade na ye be che mo no e kire se ye be se nipa 4 ereheze sa kasa no wokan no tini o sa de we kasa ye wokan yenim ba ye be se nipa 4 mo reheze ne ye de mo ba studio na mo be kan kire Ghana for na mo san kire ase o kire ase your promoters be ready o ma send a message go come so mo check nkrofo ade 4 nti nipa 4 no 4 wo be reheze kasa no wokan no ne wa be studio nti So open say record ya ma me one more time na record it na corre has it word for word o and open say otimi ko ne fie na ono akira wo waboa moare wetimi esua na maba ade chede no mintimi mo so na emu odue pa take a lesson for the last time.
Timbiria katunia pari Afrika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akagera kai avuri bakai apra ai avuri mane ya ngurial akimiri kutuli timbiria katunia pari Afrika timbiria tuli timbiria kai tuli baswaka pari akagera kai avuri bakai
Katun ni akrubata kurhwan to boase tieni o peso a uya na wetuka kona so fi oze ora ade me kwa kwaje award mesrewo bomodi ana kire me na me fan kwaje award with CTV the frontline show kwana show no so na ese mo be kan wie sen obeboa we are my message wo the frontline show of course your number is 0202973461 folks me the movie see her. It's been the weekend, great show, yeah, the Bremo. Was a area, hope papa ye. Ebo no wa ehimfa no. Me mama send a message and I have to read this message. Mrs. Day. Yes. Marlinda wo I will share. Or say, hey, this is assault. First video na your boy no they comment up and say assault. Na nya assault na be dia. Wo hwe dwuma ye di nipa no wo ho no folks. Enya assault na beden. But of course I say me the musia nyame adoma nyankopon adoma Monday me the adibi be kiremo ye bedu suko baby ye dem ukoya na afini ye kura expose ni mo say bam yo ye te he ya na chese mi yampon yo na owusu be mpa send audio say ye ntie audio no so no ye owusu bempa ono ena oye owusu bempenti ye ntie video no afre na ne refi se we ko gina baabi amma a declaration muntie ni ye mo amukọ na so ne mo amune nenam I don't give a goddamn ass man hono wa ma declaration say kweku anan read my lips also be crashing man say where is the make a chair no but they are two also be crashing no. Pressure is still on this platform say we should make a serious report. Say how? I'm busy a group in the 81. Hey. Now no me ejine fidies ni crash ya catch and say, "Ma Yankopon kuna wo som no on get you ready." And mama first quarter of the year between now and say April na first quarter na wie. May, June, July, August na second quarter na wie. Then from August and September, October, November, December, the year has ended. 365 days. I dare you, Bempa. I dare you as you watch me. Listen, with the whole year now, get this assignment done. No, and I know they can't expose it because me expose it and me won't come. But as long as I don't be room, we a separate thing na ye be ma Ghana for ni wiase na ehu na ye de sa wo tape no atoto nsenia no na hwede besi wo obi hu de beto the year 2026 it started 25 and e we be wie every way a wonim egu ase wonim egu ase poto and Elbernared na we defend no na emum emrantie no a wo mo no wo so wo mo ben wa ma hye nkom untimi nkonkoye ene wo mo ento ayeye nwom no who could defend enti o say mo amunim no mo nkohwehwe tape no a one ye kan say okoye wo asempa no eno so no na okofresi mo na mo hwede we anani ni abre a obo abrantie na bas na obi say why na frɛ wa project we free him wo ye dade ni ekuhwie na brebeni. We are that for and the political class must know and know quickly. More Baumia group now more twetwe na ba mo no and then am no bi kasa. Montwe ni mrem. No media tromfa nkyerem. Montwe ni mrem. Ye twemo. Ye de mu na afra. Na fa mo hwa de mo hu. If we are all not getting sense enough say it is time we need to what? Separate the wheat from the chaff. Say, aye ye, adadafo ne akotwifo yi ene na brabafo yi moma Ghana fo asum enu wo kakra na obi an focus e wo ne nyankopon obo no be wiase because on wo ba no wa meti asore bia or the 2 million or the man keke according to Acts chapter 1 verse 8 or saying the Spirit will come upon you and ye shall be witnesses unto me in Judea, in Samaria, and unto the outermost part of the world. Asore ben or catch us okukujini me yedede. Asore ben and earlier me catch on ye na ye onyankopon asumafo. Ye na so ye part of onyankopon adansidie kruwa no. We are all part of it, don't you know? When you see any part of, we all form the fulcrum of what? Adansi crew and when you see a can be any part of it. And I always also for one and I'm yadrin, I who be by ye nyansa, we are lost knowledge in according to Hosea 4:6. Cocaine kind. Ate. No munyansem hu no ye folks, me great show of course. Hey, I have my guys. DJ Elastic, of course, going to join you shortly. Ono obebon numpa de amon de nye webio. Ono obebon numpa, especially more rising up into Valentine's festivity now. So for gauge the space, of course, DJ Elastic takes over your screens within the shortest possible time. Now, or the nyama at to Wakama. Maybe we see the frontline show, of course. It go all the lengths, so no mainstream television in your thousands and millions. Of course, most of no online. We online. So the repeated show no online. So go and watch it. Okay? Maybe I come Eddie amount. Monday we are gradually and then when a braya the school. We need the proper kwemu, the proper kwemu. A bus tsunami. No, my goodness. Now bet me jina. Ye try patch. Untimi jina ho. Untimi. Pebe really bifa kwaye bi mu a fa ho kwahye no beto bi mu no watom na okọ guys it's woko online as well eda ho hwe mo hwe woti so na mo san pay repeated na me kirem to woko online so obenya na wahwe repeated na wa so ama unu bi na unu bi so ane ahwe. Of course, this has been your Global Public Square GPS, the Frontline Show, the biggest investigative magazine show with Kwekwanan and the entire crew. One more bomb with Chidam, of course, Echo Bestman. Hey, the man credible the last time now. Credible, of course, the man up there doing his actions, and then online editor Keynes with the last name hidden. Outside the box, we have online editors, of course, Kofi Ansa, and director of research, Kofi Ejiri. Kofi, salute you, great one there. Guys, I'll definitely come your way same time, Monday, 8:05 p.m. You call a friend, call a brother, Kweku has resumed. Niyan sum omai Ghana, niyan radio yankopon di omai ABC. I am Kweku Anan. Bye for now.